What's good, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Franchise Play, and I'm coming to you with a breakdown of the new EA Sports UFC 2 trailer that just dropped on Tuesday morning. You are looking at that first image was kind of out of the octagon, panned away look at Conor McGregor's 13-second knockout of Jose Aldo, and you got a couple more pictures of Conor, and then you also have here Luke Rockhold pounding Chris Weidman, and we got a concrete, it's a ton of pictures in this video, so it's a skill, it's a just kind of a skimming. Some of them are motion blurred, but you'll notice that it's a lot of fights from UFC 194 and just more like a rehash of the best fights from 2015. You see some brutality in here for sure. Basically with EA Sports UFC 2, a lot of details are starting to come out. I have had an opportunity to see the game and play the game. I can't give any information on it basically because of the non-disclosure agreements, but I can talk about what's already been revealed, and what we see here is that this game is going to be packed in terms of the roster. The roster is just ridiculously jam-packed. It's amazing how many fighters are included. We've heard reports as 250 plus. And I'm just telling you, man, it feels like just about anybody you could ever think of who is currently on the roster, and even some legends are in here. You're going to notice a little bit later on in this video, they've already talked about special fighters Sakuraba and Bas Rutten. So Bas Rutten, the people who are not familiar with him, he is like an MMA legend, made his name quite a bit in Pancrase. When he actually did finally fight in the UFC, he was past his prime. It was in the very early days of the UFC, and he wasn't exactly the guy who he was in his heyday, but anyone who is a student of mixed martial arts can speak to how advanced and how dangerous Bas Rutten was. So definitely having him in there is a big deal. As far as Sakuraba, if you're looking back at like some prides, like Google or YouTube search him back in the Pride era, and you'll see why he's included as well. And they also talk about a mystery fighter, so it's going to be interesting to see. Once that's revealed, it's going to be pretty cool to see who that is and all of that sort of thing. You're just looking at some of these fighter renders: Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald, Ronda Rousey. All of these renders are done very, very well. There's also been a mention, but you don't actually see it in this trailer, of the Ultimate Team concept coming to EA Sports UFC 2. And it's going to be interesting because this is the first non-team sport, which most mixed martial artists will tell you that, yes, even though it's only them that get into the octagon, their entire team is who makes them who they are. But as far as showing up and performing on the day of, it's an individual sport. And this is the first non-team sport that ever include the Ultimate Team function. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that is executed completely. It's also going to be interesting to see how the community and the public reacts to how Ultimate Team is actually done in EA Sports UFC 2, because obviously it can't be done the same exact way as it was done in Madden and NHL and FIFA and even in NBA Live. So that's going to be something. But one of the things I'm telling you, we are at a place in video games, right, where we pretty much expect every single game to look amazing, right? That's just what we expect. So what I'm about to say is, in my opinion, one of the greatest compliments you can give a game. And this actually goes back to the original EA Sports UFC. As high as the bar already is visually for sports video games, or for video games period at this point, wow, EA Sports UFC, the franchise, in my opinion, has the absolute best player slash fighter models in all of sports video games. Like, yes, 2K, NBA 2K, their players look good. Some of the NBA Live guys look good. Madden has stepped up quite a bit in player models. So has NHL and FIFA, and even Pro Evolution Soccer has done well. WWE is good in spots, mostly good, but some spots are weird. But oh my, look at this Jon Jones. And I want you to pay attention to this Jon Jones. Look at the angle that you're seeing here, right? This angle looks exactly like, if you've ever seen a UFC broadcast, you know when they pan into the crowd. And I'm not saying that's exactly what this is, because I wasn't sure if that's exactly what that shot is, but it looks a lot like when they pan into the crowd and say, we got champions here observing or watching UFC 195 or whatever, and then they show whatever popular UFC fighter is in attendance in the art. That's a really cool presentation aspect, if indeed that is what that is. But one of the things too that I really like about this trailer is that it really showcases a large amount of fighters, and I know that's done to highlight the roster. But look, we got Josh the War Master Barnett throwing a big right hand against Todd Duffy. We had Joanna Jacek against Panay. I mean, we got like we said, Jon Jones, TJ Dillashaw, Sakuraba, Boss Rutan, Ronda Rousey. We got Lawler. I mean, it's amazing. To be honest, I feel kind of bad because I'm not even sure who that is. It's diving inside the octagon. Obviously, you knew you were going to get the Reebok representations in the uniforms, which some people may or may not like, but that's where it is. And then here's one of the first images of Boss Rutan delivering a side kick there. I can't exactly tell who that is that he's kicking, but Boss Rutan is there now. They talked about, if you go to the EA website, they talk about the creative fighter option. And yeah, I'm going to tell you, man, that the creative fighter option is bananas. I mean, people are going to probably really, they haven't shown it, so we haven't really seen it full out, but people are probably going to really love that creative fighter option. If you just look at some of the things that they're telling you are available in the creative fighter option, is just bananas. I mean, if you just read that it's on EA. I'm going to put the link in the description. You read that on EA's website, and you see some of the things that you're able to customize in terms of tattoos, and it can even start from a game face. Now, I'm hoping that the game face works better this year than it did on the original EA Sports UFC, because it was a little bit hit or miss there. But hopefully it works a little bit more seamlessly. And you see, we see Demetrius Johnson. He didn't get in the trailer until the very end, even though he is the most dominant current champion in the UFC. But he didn't get in there later on. But that's a whole nother story. Another thing I thought was interesting about the trailer is towards the end, it's kind of like a preview of the upcoming year, or at least maybe what they hope is a preview, because they had a lot of their more popular champions winning. Cain Velasquez seemed to be getting the better of Fabricio Verdum. Ronda Rousey looked to be getting the better of Holly Holm in a rematch. Conor McGregor was getting the better of Max Holloway in this rematch. So these are obviously, from a business standpoint, you probably think the UFC would want those results to come from those fights if they actually do take place. But there you see what I was talking about, the pre-order for day one access of Boss Rutan, Sakuraba, and then also another mystery fighter. It looks pretty solid. So it's definitely one of the most anticipated sports video games of 2016. Look out for more information as it becomes available. I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.